There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Just right there. Just the world's podcast.
The world's, yeah, I think
Is
so.
that how you know? You
Is
hear
everyone
that?
tuning in on election
Yes.
day to the
Oh,
Ramble?
how are they not? You know, a Jizz Talk election special was requested.
Ah, sure.
I mean, that makes the most sense.
But we kind of know where those guys.
We know where
playing,
they're
right?
leaning. So I mean,
So
maybe that'll be Friday's Ramble Radio.
maybe if we can get a hold of the Just
If
Talk guys.
yes, that's always the toughest part. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Ramble, the Geek's Guide to Pop Culture. We're the Geeks. This is Ramble Radio, or supplemental episodes that happen on Tuesdays and Fridays. So you're listening to this on probably the most anxious day in American history. And maybe the world's, who the fuck knows? But
I think the world probably cares too.
they would care. I would be one of
I
the
think so.
geeks. I'm comedian, cancer fighter Jerry Rocha. Right there, we have the one and only
Eddie Pence,
it
podcaster,
is.
comedian, and
Coxman,
Coxman,
Cocksmith,
titty twister,
Tit Twister,
tit twister.
Poonhound. Poonhound.
I'd never called myself a poon hound, but I guess you could
Your
you
wife
could
is
draw
in the
those
next
comparisons.
room. She doesn't need to hear this
could-
again.
You could draw those
Look,
comparisons to a
those
poon
dots
hound,
aren't
sure.
hard to connect. Can we just say
No.
that? Those dots aren't that hard to connect. Please subscribe to The Ramble if you haven't already. 5-star rating, positive text review. We talk about all kinds of geeky shit here.
Yeah.
Share it with someone who you think, you know what, I bet my buddy so-and-so would like this podcast. Here we are, baby. We're here
There it
for
is.
you. 5-star
There it is.
rating, positive. You can email us, ramble@theramblepod.com. We're on Twitter at podcastramble1, Instagram at podcastramble. On YouTube, you can see our glorious faces on the Ramble Teeb. Subscribe, 5-star rating, positive text review. Our boy Dahlem is still the king of the hill right now. Dahlem on top. Who
Dahlem on
will
top.
dethrone Dahlem is the big one.
The
That's what we always-
great Dahlem, the
great
legendary
The
Dahlem.
legendary ZD, Zach Dahlem, keep running with it. Now, dude, before I have a cancer update. If that's, this
Okay.
might take
Let
up
us
the whole
give us
episode.
The
I
that's
hope
fine.
not,
That's what
but
it is. The
Not
Ramblers
really
wanna know.
geeky. Not really geeky, but cancer update.
Well,
so,
unless there's some medical science nerds out
that's
there.
a good point. Maybe we kill it with the medical science crowd.
Maybe.
But thanks to Rambler extraordinaire Ham Nuts who came out to see my show in San Diego, brought a lot
Ham
of
Nuts.
friends. That was awesome. But it was I had my scans today. My first scans since they found the cancer in my lymph nodes early
How long
summer.
ago was that?
I think
early summer?
late
About
late
4 months ago?
late spring, early summer, yeah.
4 or 5 months ago.
And yeah, after doing the fasting, the committing to the fasting to try to starve it out, I'm a nervous fucking wreck.
Right.
I go in today trying not to be a nervous fucking wreck.
Sure,
I still
sure.
haven't gotten the scan results yet, but
Right.
I did get the results of my blood work. And there was some bad news. There's markers that they look for in the blood that show whether you have tumors or not. They're a good indicator. Mine were the highest they've ever been. So I was like, "Phew." But here's the other thing is other things, not even a disease, can cause those numbers to go up and they can fluctuate. We found out.
Okay.
And every single time they found active tumors in my body, when there was that giant tumor in my rectum,
Yeah.
those numbers were absolutely normal. So that's, I think, one of the reasons I was misdiagnosed in the first place. So I'm going to not really worry about that and not really trust that marking
Right.
now, because every time it's told me I shouldn't be worried, it was bad news.
Right.
And now that it's telling me maybe I should be worried, who knows? Maybe
Right.
the opposite will happen. I don't know. But the good news is colorectal cancer really loves diabetes. They really like to work together. So
Yeah, yeah,
Andre
yeah.
and I were always thinking, like, I have to get my diabetes under control. I have to. And so we started the fasting 7 days each month for the past 3 months. I've really just eaten far healthier than I ever have, more consistently than I ever have. And My A1C numbers, I am below diabetic, probably for the first time in 4 years. I am now at pre-diabetes. So
well, we're all pre-diabetes.
Who isn't?
I'm pre-diabetes.
So I'm now pre-diabetic numbers, which is fantastic. My A1C was 6.0.
So you basically cured your diabetes. Or reversed your diabetes.
Controlled it. We'll say
controlled it.
Yeah.
Tampered it down with fasting.
With fasting and eating better. And I'm on diabetes, like metformin and diabetes meds. But all the diabetes meds I had been on previous to this never dropped it. My A1C just stayed at like 6.7. Right? It never went up, but it never came down.
Gotcha.
But now that I've done the diet and the fasting, it's actually dropped. And it is now, I am not at I'm at a pre-diabetic level. I think to just say you don't have any diabetes, it's got to be below 5.7. But hey, I made the mark. I'm in the pre-diabetic range, which is
good
fucking
stuff.
Great. So I'm going to keep that going. And then I told you about this. So, but I didn't tell you I just texted it to you when it happened.
Yeah.
Let me give you the cadence. So this evening, Andre and I are like, all right, we're just going to try to relax. She was going to go grab some dinner. And oddly enough, tonight was our one eat kind of like shit night that we give ourselves every like 3 weeks. So we're going to get pizza. We were planning on this for a minute. And before she's going to go run and get pizza, I get a phone call from City of Hope, the hospital.
Okay.
And the guy's like, is this Mr. Rocha, Gerardo Rocha? I'm like, yeah, this is he, man. He goes, all right, well, I'm here to schedule your follow-up appointment with your oncologist. An appointment. He didn't say follow-up, an appointment with your oncologist. And I'm like, okay. And the guy just sounds grim as fuck. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, how's next Monday at 2:00? And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, why are they doing it this quick? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? But I forgot. I hadn't seen this guy in like 5 months. So, and then I forgot all about that. And he goes, how about next Monday at 5:00? And I'm like, yeah. 2:00. I'm like, yeah, okay, man. And he goes, we really would like to do this in person. That's how he says it. And Andre and I I have a speakerphone. Both of our hearts just hit the floor. We're like,
yeah. You don't ever want to hear that.
No, we both just look at each other like.
If anything, you want to be texted the results.
And now I haven't gotten any. That would be more personal. If he could have a friend of a friend tell me what the results. If I could. And so. We're both just like. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And Eddie, I drop. My face drops. Everything
drops.
That's
not. You don't ever want to hear, doctor. Can you come in? We need to talk. You don't ever want to hear that.
I can feel the flop sweat.
Yeah.
Starting. And I'm like, I
That's
really,
like basically your head's like, okay, that's basically doctor going, you are cancer now.
This is it.
Your body is cancer.
You have transcended. You're somehow past stage 4.
You're a living tumor.
Cancer.
You're a living tumor of cancer.
Right. We want to bring you in to study you because you should have died 8 years ago.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Right.
We're going to keep you in a basement. We're going to seal you in a basement. You're never going to get out until you're dead. And we're just going to study you until you die. Like, that's.
You never want to hear the doctor. We come in. We need to talk.
And then as I just went, okay. I thought I could I was just that defeated. I was like,
yeah, for sure.
It was like literally all my blood cells were just Dak Prescott going, we fucking suck. Like it was just all. By the way, they're fucking insane if they don't start Trey Lance. Why not? He's going to be out for weeks. Just throw. Why you don't need to see anything. Cooper Rush is not the answer. You don't need to see anything from him.
Turn your season around.
Yeah, and I don't think Lance is either. But at least see what if he does great?
Lance, at least you know what you can get. Let's see what Lance is.
And if let's say he does excellent and they still lose because their defense is garbage, well, then you're like, well, fuck. Maybe now we can swindle the Raiders and get rid of Dak. You know what I mean? Something.
Yeah.
But anyway,
load him over there. Yeah.
But so my heart, and Eddie, there was like a 9-second pause. And my heart hits the ground further because it felt like he was just going, okay, let him soak all this in and absorb the fact.
Let me give you a moment to process what I just told you.
To process that you're fucking dead. And I'm just like, Andre and I are both, we just, like, it just feels like an eternity. And he goes, or yeah, I mean, I guess you could do like a telehealth too. I was like, and I went... Was he just like? Was he like taking a shit doing a crossword puzzle?
He might have
and just forgot to call me. Like, oh, I better call this patient.
Oh,
set an appointment. And
he's the whole time
he's just like trying to figure out, like, okay, one of the least popular racial slurs. Okay, it's a 7-letter, whatever. Like, what was he in his head, like trying to do some fucked up crossword puzzle? And then he goes, yeah, you could. And I'm just like, and then Andre and I are both like. What? And I go, I'm sorry, but I said, can I see the results? That's how he's like, would the results be on the portal if the doctor knows the result? He goes, oh, we don't know the results yet. We're probably not going to know that for like another 4 or 5 days. I'm like, what are you doing? This is not the time to pull a Richard Dawson in Family Feud when they need like 35 points in the final answer to win the fucking money, and he does that fucking survey. You don't. This is not the time for that. Like, I don't know if he just like. I wonder if he was being trained on how to give a death sentence, right? And was like, all right, let me practice on this guy.
Let me see.
Like, since we don't know if it's good or bad news with this dude, I'll just practice on him. And then, of course, because I was like, I think the scans take a minute because they usually have to be seen by like a radiologist.
Yeah.
Like, it has to. So
it's usually not day of.
Right. When they called me, it was like, but yeah, like it was just, fuck, man. It was a fucking. I'm still kind of shook right now. Like, I'm still kind of a little out of it, a little like I'm trying to come out of, oh fuck, I'm dead, that thought, right? Because that's where I was a minute I got that phone call. I was like, oh fuck, it's over. And then now it's like, oh wait, what? It was just. Oh God! It was like, it's like 3rd and inches, and I think I get a first down, and then 4 penalty flags fly. Like, wait, what? And then after 5 minutes, there's no foul on the play. Like, what the fuck just happened? It was, oh, dude. So now I'm still back in hopeful mode. I'm still back in hopeful mode. And
no reason not to be.
Yeah. The only time I've gotten instant results were MRIs. And I think that's normal. Like usually
those are pretty quick.
Shortly after because the CAT scan and the PET scan, it's like 15 minutes. MRI, you're sitting there for a fucking hour, and they're just taking, and MRIs, they've always within like 45 minutes, they've called back, okay, here's what we found, but I was just like, oh, fuck, you got to be fucking kidding me. You got to be kidding me. It was, whew. So yeah, but I do, all the Ramblers and James have been so kind throughout all this, and I just want to thank you all for the love and support always. I do think, even if it's good news next week, Eddie, I think I'm always going to be considering myself a cancer fighter. Does that make sense? Like, I don't ever want to think I can take the foot off the gas of fighting cancer. Like, I'm always going to be in the mode of, no, fuck this. We're going to fight. I'm never going to give up. And even if he would have said super bad news, I still wouldn't have given up. I'd have been like, it'd just been more of like, okay, fuck.
So, well, just got to fight a little bit harder. That's all.
Right. And so that's and it's all the listeners who've given me all those well wishes. It means the world to me, and I make this promise to you as well. I ain't ever fucking given up. Don't worry about that. Like, it's just but it's I'll fucking, Emmett Smith this thing with 2 separated shoulders. Fucking give me the ball. I'll fucking play.
You're not going to do the Anthony Richardson? I'm tired. You bring me out. Bring me out of this drive. I'm a little winded right now. Bring me out.
Did he do that? And then, who was the kid in Houston who, mid-play, just walked off the field? Did you see that? I think it was a Houston player. It was a receiver.
Oh, no, that was Chicago. DJ Moore walked off.
DJ Moore
walked off the field.
But did he fuck up his ankle? Or did he? Because it looked
No,
like
Caleb was the one with the ankle injury. I think DJ Moore was just like, fuck this team. He's like, fuck these guys.
But I wouldn't blame CeeDee Lamb for, and this is why I think I would get rid of Dak and over CD, because CD with the busted up shoulder was still going out there and catching a 2-point conversion when they knew they were going to fucking lose. You know what I mean? Like, hey, give me that guy.
I think Dak has hit his ceiling. I don't think you get any better or any farther with Dak than what you already gotten, which is maybe a 12-win season
Eddie,
and 1 playoff win.
There's one way.
That's as far as you get with Dak.
There's one. I disagree, but I agree. Here's how. You're absolutely right, but I disagree. There is a way to go further with him, but you are literally going to need the best player in the game at each position on defense to be your. You get what I mean? Like, if you have the Ravens old defense, 85 Bears, absolutely you could get.
Well, yeah, they won. The Ravens won with Trent Dilfer at quarterback.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. But that is a pie in the sky with the team they have now. That's the ceiling. That's beyond the ceiling. And the sad part is something I think all Cowboys fans have known about that. That guy can play. Dak Prescott can play football. That dude's a really good football player. He ain't the guy that when the shit hits the fan, don't worry, I got it. We're coming.
No,
back.
he's not. He's not one of those quarterbacks that can elevate the rest of the team.
I think
he hasn't proven that yet.
You're gonna call me crazy? I think Romo was way better at that than him.
Romo elevated the team.
I really think there were some of those teams that would have gone like 1-15
Romo
without Romo.
Elevated that team. He would elevate that team. Yes.
Some of those like 8-8 or even like the 11-12 win teams, they would have won 3 games without him.
Yeah, he would elevate the overall offense. Dak doesn't do things. Have to be going so right for Dak. I don't.
Well, and then lastly, maybe we can tell. How about we tease this? Holy shit! For tomorrow's Ramble, how great was Agatha all along?
Fucking, it's up there. It's up there with WandaVision as being the all-time best.
You know what?
Series.
We're gonna save that tease. Now, sadly, we do have contractual obligations. So.
Skeletor.
Oh,
we were just talking about how Jerry could have gotten some possibly bad news today, but he didn't. Have you ever had to deliver really bad news to anyone?
Eddie, that's a wonderful question, and I'm glad that you've asked me that. One time a family in Eternia wanted to kiss up to the big S, because who doesn't? And they thought, well, you know what? Let him marry off our 27-year-old bride to the big S, right? And you think 27? Well, that's ripe poon for the big S. But fuck, she was ugly. And so I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. I fucked her, and then I murdered her.
Okay.
And I had to go tell her parents, sorry, but your daughter was too ugly to live. So, yes, I have had to give the bad news. And never an easy thing, Eddie. You always have to, it's never easy to be man enough, to be the big enough person, to have to break that kind of news to somebody. It's not easy, but I did it, and I tried to ease their parents, because I kind of felt bad about how it all went down. So I slaughtered both their parents, but I kept their souls alive, and forever wandering. And there's a forest in Eternia where the spirits can live and think that they have it shitty. Okay? They think they have it shitty, and so I stuck them in that forest for an eternity. That's what I did. It's a giant forest. I bet you're asking, well, my God, Big S, I've never seen that forest on the map of Eternia. Where could it be? Go ahead.
Where?
He-Man's mother's pussy! Get it so big. It's such a giant pussy, you can put forest in there of ghosts.
Cinesnob.
Let's get him on Rotten Tomatoes.
Get him on Rotten.
Who's Elon voting for? That's my pick.
Oh God. There we go. Eddie, working all the fine folks.
5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report. Tuesdays,
we
Fridays,
go.
Ramble Radio. Wednesdays, Ramble Proper. And then also on Fridays, Not Today with Jen Sturger.
And, I don't know if you knew this. Y'all can find me in the same Ramble locales. You can find Eddie and Cody. I'm also streaming games on Kick and Twitch under Retro Rocha. Just my name on YouTube. Find us. Love us. We love you all. Spread the word. 5-star rating. Positive text review. Subscribe to The Ramble. Until tomorrow, we love you guys. Take care, everybody. Bye. Bye. Oh, come on. Look at that. Look at that.
Does the Ramble make an official endorsement for president?
Ooh,
Should we
man.
step into the political ring?
It's if you don't know by now that we're both massive Kamala. I don't know.
Savage, bro. We're fucking savage.
Fucking savage Kamala voters, bro.
Savage, bro.
Fucking savage.
That's fine. I'll vote for Epstein's best friend, even though I'm against pedophiles. That's cool.
Because pedophiles.
Savage. Pedophiles are savage.
There's something to this fucking Pizzagate thing, bro. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Epstein's best friend. Yeah, sure, bro. I'll vote for him.
This is fucking
I'll
savage.
endorse him, bro.
Fucking.